Okay, now we're all good. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Slice of Shonen Podcast. I am your host on the boat, Sailor, and feeling much better this week. Still not at 100% capacity. Well, like, this is the weird thing. I feel 100%. I don't know what's going on. My voice still isn't back to where it normally is, but that's okay. You know, the show must go on, all that good stuff. I'm feeling good. That's all that matters. Of course, I am not here alone. I have my Ensemble of Excellence here along with me. Let me run down the roster here. We have the Cookin' Taco. Taco, say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Type shit. We have the Silver. Silver, say hello to everybody.
Howdy, folks.
Type shit. We have the me. Hey, how's it going? And of course, the Zenith Animanga. Zenith, say hello to the people.
Hello again. It's me, Zenith Animanga. How y'all doing?
Hey, yeah, that's him. Type shit. Any interesting stuff my way, housekeeping notes. Nothing too crazy. I haven't been able to work on the video that much, so I'm trying to just play catch up and work on my workload and stuff like that. What else? I can't really think anything, honestly. I mean, Street Fighter 6 Character Pass 3 got announced. That's awesome. Chun-Li got buffed. That's pretty fucking cool. I'm really happy about that. Thank God my character is viable again. Let's go. Outside of that, yeah, it's pretty much Persona 4 remake just got announced. Here nigga damn trailer. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. Outside, oh yeah, RE9. I don't have to die anymore. Taco doesn't have to sacrifice me so that game comes out. So hey, I'm here to stay.
Yeah, I saw the RE9 reveal and I literally busted a nut.
Yeah.
Just actually. You know?
I heard. I wasn't there for it, but I heard. I felt it in the force. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god, dude.
I'm so fucking hyped. I was not expecting them to return to Raccoon City. I was, as soon as I saw that fat ass crater, I was like, could it be? And then they showed the police department. I was like, oh shit, bro. So I'm so hyped for that game. I gotta play through the rest of them, man. I've only did like 1 through 4 so far.
I think that's what makes it more exciting. There's a couple of reasons. Number one is that Ethan Winters' story ended with 8. So this is seemingly just a new story. I've seen rumors and leaks that like Leon will be in it, which isn't confirmed. The character we see is Grace Ashcroft, so it just seems like we are getting like a new main character, which is exciting because we don't really know what to expect. And besides that, it is the 30th anniversary of the franchise, so I'm hoping they kind of go all out with it.
I'm sure they will. I think they're going to do their big one on this one. Especially, like, bro, the way they were teasing this fucking game, where they were just like, yeah, you know, it'll be ready at some point. You're like, oh, my God, man, come on. Here we go. And then they just showed at the end, like, yeah, nah. Plus, they dropped the date. Yeah, they got something. They know they got a banger on their hands.
This week's been pretty crazy, like, as far as, like, stuff coming out. Because, like, I mean, so many different trailers because of all the game shows, and then the new Predator movie came out. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm super excited to watch it because everyone's saying it's really fucking good.
Yeah.
I went and watched the Ballerina last night.
How is that?
It's good. Like it's. I don't like it as much as the John Wick movies, but if you like John Wick, you'll like this. Like it's just
okay.
You know what I mean? Like it's a really fun action movie.
Gotcha.
That's all I need to hear. That's all I need to fucking hear. Wicked, you're not slick, buddy.
Yeah, that's about it for me.
Yeah.
Type shit, man. Type shit.
Wicked.
Yeah. It felt like this week, every time I blink, there's a new game show with like 80 new trailers. It's like, oh my God. But I'm still trying to parse through everything. Someone just mentioned, did you see the Invincible fighting game? No, I did not, brother. I was honk shoo. to. The only reason I know there's a Persona trailer is because I was told in chat before we started in our Discord. One of my other friends, he's just like, "Oh my god, it's real!" So I was like, "All right, let me look this shit up." Anything else, I did not see. So like, hey, whatever you want to tell me, go ahead. I'll believe you.
I'm gonna be honest. One of the craziest fucking reveals we got this week was the Arxis Marvel fighting game.
Yeah, bro. That was another one I was gonna bring up. I was like, oh shit, 4v4? Okay. All right. I'm locked in. That looks really good too. Like already the memes have been going crazy. You know, the Jarvis, what are my plus frames in this situation? You're minus 16, sir. Jarvis, load up my level 1 super. On the way, sir. Oh shit, that's awesome. 3D Meat Boy game. Oh, that sounds weird. 3D Meat Boy. I'm wondering how they do that, because I just watched Snamwich's play through Meat Boy again, and I was like, yeah, I remember this game. I'm wondering how they do like a 3D one. I'll have to look at the trailer for that one. Game Freak is making a Sekiro Souls-like. What the fuck?
Yeah, I just heard about that. Yeah,
Game
it's like
Freak?
Game Freak. Yeah, Game Freak.
What?
Okay. One of my favorite moments of like this week of like watching game trailers is because we were watching the Summer Game Fest. And during the Summer Game Fest, they showed the Sonic Racing game, which is like we've known about for a while now. And it was Sky was like explaining to me, because he was like, people are like, hating on this game because X, Y, and Z reasons. And I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, yeah, people don't really like the character selection, blah, 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 blah. And the trailer's going, and then it fucking shows Hatsune Miku. And literally, it was like, he was like explaining, and then she pops up on screen, and we both simultaneously go, Hatsune Miku! And then we were like, why the fuck do people not like this? This is clearly the greatest
game of all time. Yeah.
Well, they also have fucking Joker Persona in it. They announced
Wait, what?
And there's I don't know the character's name, but he's from Yakuza, and they announced him as a
it's
playable
probably
character.
like Kiryu or something.
No,
it wasn't. It was
It wasn't?
Wow. Ichiban, I think is his name.
Ichiban. I think you're right.
Mm.
But yeah, when Hatsune Miku showed up, oh my god, dude, we went crazy.
Wow, yeah, okay. Damn, that's awesome.
Seeing fucking Minecraft Steve drift in a minecart was funny too.
What the fuck? Oh my god. Okay, so they're just grabbing all sorts of IPs now. All right, sure.
Yeah. Well, because it was funny, because I was like, why is Sonic in my goddamn Hatsune Miku racing game? Like,
yeah, how fucking dare he?
Bro, get this bum out of here, bro.
Take him off the cover now. Take his name out of it. We don't even want that shit. We got a real baller here. Made it through most of the way through your AOT video and hate Ymir now. The right side of history.
Yeah,
love to see it.
Genuinely one of the worst characters of all time. Like,
genuinely. It
is incredible. I remember talking to Sailor about like this, and just like us realizing we both independently came to the same conclusions about how much we hate this character.
It just kept getting worse the more we talked about it. I was like, oh man. Oh.
Yeah, I'm like, by the way, this about her. Oh, by the way, this about. It's like we're just like, oh my god, it's worse than we thought.
God, yeah, it just kept stacking up more and more, and then it just coalesced into a single. What the fuck is this? Like, why is this, man? Only Ymir knows. Yeah, man, it's bad. Like, I still, whenever I describe it to somebody, because like, ever since that video has come out, even before the video has come out, people have like asked me, like coworkers, because a lot of people watch anime, so they're just like, yeah, AOT, how do you feel about it? For the most part, I'm just like, oh, I don't really enjoy it that much, but if you enjoy it, I'm happy you do, because I don't want to be the person to be like, no, this shit sucks and you're stupid, because like at the end of the day, I don't like that shit, but you do. That's fine, man. That's cool. I'm glad you enjoy it. But, you know, a few of my coworkers have been like, just break down, like, rough draft why you don't like it. And to this day, even every time I describe it, I still cannot believe that this happened. Where it's just like, imagine building up a mystery for like over 10 years real time. And the big answer is, I don't know, nigga. Like, come on, bro. Like, I remember when I read that, I was like, there's just no way. There's just no way, bro. How can this be so ass? And, you know, obviously way more stuff goes into it that I don't like. I made a fucking 2-hour video, or a 2-hour video alone on why I hate Eren as a character. But like way more stuff goes into it that I don't like. But Ymir, easily the worst. Goddamn. Let me see. The new Sokka Days chapter made me laugh out loud. The quantum tunneling solution is so dumb. I would have been so angry if it was the old me. I still don't like it, but at least I don't care. Yeah, I messaged our Discord last week where I was just like, hey, you know, I didn't feel like putting things in spoilers. So I was like, hey, no spoilers or anything, but like, what does Shin even do in this situation? And Zenith had a funny response, or is like, oh no, listen, you know, this is the cut back to when Gojo got slashed and everyone on Twitter became a doctor. Like, no, his bones and shit are fine, you know? So, you know, he posted one of those tweets. We had a good chuckle about it. Quite humorous, quite funny. But, you know, after we laughed, I was still thinking to myself, like, all right, dead ass, like, what does Shin even do here? Is he just dead? And, like, he's probably not going to die, but how does he get out of this? So in my mind, because I'm just expecting him to survive, I'm expecting it to be like instinctively he moved his body just like barely out of the way. Like he got slashed, but it was just like barely out of the way for it to be super fatal. And, you know, maybe someone comes in, grabs him, runs off, you know, somehow we get X out of here, whatever. I don't know. Like he just gets distracted. Maybe like one of the people, like the civilians is just like, you're a big meanie. And he's like, is that bloodlust, nigga? And then slashes them and then we get out or something. You know, maybe it's something like that. That's what I'm thinking in my head. So I boot up the chapter and it's just like, well, actually, I didn't get cut at all. Nigga.
Genuinely, I think what happened was it was just what the writer considered the peak of the luck ability. And just had to use it once. Like, just wanted to really use it once.
Wait, so you guys didn't see the quantum... So you guys didn't see quantum tunneling coming? Like, I thought coming from a mile away.
No, I didn't.
Bro saw that on his finals and said, I know. I know exactly how this is going to be applied.
Yeah, so like, I think now we're kind of just done relying on the... I feel like the luck ability is, like, he's gotten everything out of it that he can.
Yeah.
Just kind of, like, all right, luck's out, time to, you know, write the story like normal.
I mean, yeah, like, considering it, like, literally every member of the evil fucking team just decided to come to the aquarium randomly. Eventually, I'd say, he's shit out of it.
I love that, too. Like, all of them pulled up for, like, just like, one of them was like, I just had to use the bathroom. I'm just here. Like, none of them pulled up because they knew that this is what was happening. They were just like, I just wanted to go to the aquarium. Like, right? I just wanted to see the fishes, bro. It's like, that's total bad luck. But yeah, I just thought it was fucking hilarious because I don't really use Twitter that much anymore. I might pop in to like post something occasionally here or there. I might use it to like look at art or something, just or just catch up on like current events. Like before we started, I looked up to see like, hey, what's the reaction to Persona 4 remake? You know, just stuff like that. So I haven't been too deep in the loop, but the last time, you know, I popped in, it was people talking about like, man, nothing matters in Sakamoto days anymore. Like there are just no stakes. And I remember that was before I read last week's chapter. And as I was reading last week's chapter, I was like, oh, well, you know, Shin is like just barely holding his own against this dude. Like to me, it's like not that big a deal. Okay, whatever. And then he gets slashed. And then I'm immediately thinking, oh no, because I know he's going to somehow survive this. And seeing as this is how he survives, the allegations have never been stronger. At this point, they're not even allegations. Like, it's just fact of life, bro. It's like, oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. So, hey, man, I'm not as invested in Sakamoto days as I would be, like, I guess example would be like a One Piece or like a JJK. So like I don't mind it as much. I still enjoy Sakamoto days, but man, I get it. Is all I can really say. I understand where people are coming from, where they're just like, bro, we could drop an atomic bomb on this aquarium and I think Shin could make it out just fine. Now before I was like, all right, come on. But now I get it. I understand it. Yeah, it's a little rough. It's a little rough. How's the JJK video looking? Good. It is. It's clocking in at around like an hour and 42 minutes, and I'm about to hit an hour. So an hour in terms of like editing. So like pretty good. Pretty good. Everything is coming along very well. I might make it like, I don't know, like 5 minutes longer to talk about how silly the stuff that came out with, the Akutami interview about like Gojo getting caught off guard or whatever. But like, even then, like, I still think like, I feel like I kind of don't have to, because I feel like the point stands because it's just like, like for example, Gojo being like, man, I don't know if I could beat Sukuna even if he didn't have 10 shadows. I was like, man, that was really dumb to say. And then that interview with Akutami came out. I was like, oh, it's just even dumber now. Cool. So like, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of locked in. Don't you know that Sukuna was scared of Kashima? Bro, that shit. First off, Shaddy, let me answer your question. Did anyone read 219 of Vinland Saga? And if so, how was it? Because I didn't read that.
Really good.
Okay.
It was.
Genuinely, like, the series has been on a bit of a slow build-up in this current arc, but it's like everything's coming to a head right now, and it's been really good lately.
It has.
For sure. Yeah. So, oh, okay. There we go.
Hey, I know we lost you.
Yeah,
Well,
I thought
but
I thought I was lost there too, for good in purgatory. But yeah, I'm back now. Anyway. Hopefully it seems like we answered their question before it got cut out there for a second.
Yeah.
But I thought the Sukuna was afraid of Kashimo thing. When that first dropped, I was like, this is the dumbest shit I've read in my life. And seeing people like try to cope with that, because there's no other way to say it, it was just coping with it. I think that was some of the funnier shit that I've seen in my life, because people were saying, man, no, like, you don't understand, man. Sukuna finished off Kashimo because he was nervous. He was scared about fighting him. Yes, the Kashimo thing is fake. I'm building up to it. God, let me fucking tell a story. Jesus. But anyway.
Yeah, it's called a twist. All right.
God, man, let me build up the gravitas of the situation. Am I the only one who understands the magnitude of this film? So I thought it was funny when people were like, no, because he finished him off because he was scared. I thought he finished him off to put him in the shoes of the people who he butchered. But themes in my JJK, get the fuck out of here. So of course people were, saying like, oh no, you just don't get it. Despite the fact that Sukuna was trolling this nigga. There's no greater sort of like showcase of this when he uses Kamutoke, that useless ass weapon, he shoots it at Kashimo. Kashimo eats the first one. Sukuna says, okay, so that thing is worthless against him. And then shoots it at him again just to troll him. Like, just to say, like, all right, here you go, boom. And Kashimo's like, wait, that didn't work. Oh, shit. And he just used it to beat him up some more. Like, Sukuna was just trolling this nigga. And people were like, nah, man, he was terrified. He was horrified. And then it came out like, actually, that's not true at all. Kashimo is not putting fear in this nigga's heart one bit. And I fell out laughing. That shit was quite humorous. I thought it was very funny. Literally tells Kashimo to dodge world slash. Exactly. Like, bro.
Like, you do not say that if you're scared of dude. Like,
genuinely, man. Nah, you just don't understand it. He was terrified of him. After we got like 16 pages of him blitzing, pummeling, and stomping on Kashimo. He was terrified of him. Yeah, all right, man. So after that got debunked and everyone shut the fuck up, I thought it was very funny. Quite humorous, man. JJK community never fails to make me laugh. These niggas can't read. Goddamn. But anyway, you know, that's enough of that. Good stuff. But anyway, let's get into
what of a Twitter post with low quality scans. Like, these guys can't read.
Genuinely, man. It's God, man. Like, I'm not even against people being wrong, because I hate the you're wrong about one thing you can't read. But like, genuinely, I don't know if some people like actually read the manga for JJK.
It gets to a point for sure.
Genuinely, yeah, like dead out. Like, it's, I haven't seen this since AOT, funnily enough, to bring it back around, where it's like, genuinely, do you even read this shit? Like I don't. There were times where you could dead ass for AOT. You could put a page, a chapter, a panel, everything. You could cite your sources, and they'd be like, "Nah, man, not real, not true." Like, AOT fans are so fucking out of here, bro, that when the ending first came out and you tried to debate with people online about it, they would literally be like, "Well, the ending's not canon, so like I'm not gonna talk about that." Please die. Please die, like today, actually. My God. But yeah, a lot of JJK readers only read Twitter leaks with summaries, and that's it. Yeah, I believe it. I believe that's the case, because a lot of people just say some stupid shit, and I'm just like, bro, holy shit, dude. Again, I'm not even mad at you getting something wrong. It's okay, because a lot of stuff in JJK's final arc is confusing. I get it. But it's the ability to be so loud, confident, and wrong. Like, god damn, bro. Shut up. Anyway, let's talk about the good shit here, man. Let's talk about the chapters we got on the docket here. First up, we got One New Piece out, chapter 1151. Fellas, how are you feeling about this one?
I'm not gonna lie, shit's looking fucked.
It's kind of like insane.
It's fucking
at the moment.
Ludicrous. Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, like, going into Elbaf, like, I was expecting something really crazy, because it's like, oh my god, it's Elbaf, like the arc we've been waiting forever for. But then as Elbaf was going on, I was kind of into like a false sense of security, where I was like, you know, maybe Elbaf will just be more of like a transitional type arc. It's not going to be like a huge, big, crazy arc, because we just got that back to back with like Egghead, because we thought Egghead was going to be like that, and then Egghead ended up being fucking insane. And it's like, oh, Wano is insane, Egghead was insane. Maybe Elbaf will just be more of like a low-key type arc. No. The final villain of the story just showed up.
Yeah, just showed up. Hey, what's going on?
It can just easily turn some of the like most powerful warriors on Elbaf into his puppets pretty effortlessly.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say we're done with Loki arcs for the remainder of this series for sure.
Yeah, I think we're definitely
Loki is literally there.
Yeah, man. Well, he needs to get his ass up and start doing shit.
He needs to stop being so low key and do something.
Well, in fairness, first they have to let his ass up to do shit first, so that's going to be on them if he doesn't.
Chopper's gonna feed him a perk 30, and then he's gonna be up and moving.
This will perk right up, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Another thing I saw. Well, I want to point out, I really like Killingham's hybrid design.
Oh, it's awesome,
dude.
He's genuinely really fucking cool, and it's interesting because he's a fishman. He's clearly a fishman. Like we can just see his gills.
Yeah.
Like see the gills and stuff. Just, yeah.
Huh. I did not notice that.
Yeah, he's a fishman, and I saw some people were confused by that because they were like, "Well, how can he be a fishman and a celestial dragon?" And I feel like people kind of forgot that the entire reason they came at first was to recruit Loki.
Yeah.
To join the Holy Knights. So clearly, the Holy Knights are special because you don't actually have to be a celestial dragon to join them. The Holy Knights, from what we've seen, seem to be a collection of individuals that Emu has recruited over the centuries. They either prove themselves in some way, shape, or form. And over time, he has accumulated these people. That's also another thing that's really cool is we don't know how old some of these people are. Killingham could be hundreds of years old.
True.
Like, for example, Gunko, she was in Brooke's flashback, and she looks like a young girl. Well, Brooke's flashback had to have happened like over 50 years ago.
I think
So
a good way
are
to put
immortal.
it in comparison, like to compare it to a system we're already familiar with, the Gorosei are kind of like the world government's equivalent to like the Marines admirals. These guys, the God's Knights are in, if we make that comparison, it's their version of the warlord system. Essentially.
That's an interesting way of putting that, actually.
I mean, that is just a good comparison. The only
it's like-
difference would be that Emu has complete control over them, because I imagine with what we see with Saturn,
There's more loyalty for sure.
well, when he takes away their power, seemingly they just die.
Yeah.
The warlords could just get away with betraying the government because there wasn't actually
Yeah, it's-
anything keeping them in check.
There's definitely differences, but it's like it's like saying, "Oh my God, why is Killingham a God's Knight?" Saying, "Oh my God, why is Doflamingo a warlord?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then and if we saw,
God.
yeah, and even the degree of brainwashing involved in this to begin with, because like if we saw how Gunko was acting before, or Emu took over, or he had like some of her memories blocked off. That was apparent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna bring that up.
I was a little confused on that because I mean he just has good observation hockey.
So it could either be his observation is improving a lot, or it could be the voice of all things. But I don't know why it would be the voice of all things. Maybe it's in like conjunction with your observation getting to a point, if you have it or not. I'm not sure, because this is kind of similar to when the Rogers crew went down to Fishman Island, and Roger was like, "Wait, do you guys hear that? Like, what's happening here?" And it was the fish speaking about like, Poseidon and all that extra shit. And everyone else was like, "No, we don't. What's your problem? Like, what's going on?" So I'm not sure, honestly.
Mm-hmm. I also think it's interesting, like the end of the chapter, because I like towards the beginning when we first saw Loki, I've always thought Loki was going to be an ally from the start. I never really thought he was going to be a villain, but I still thought we could see him and Luffy fight a bit before he became an ally. But it's looking like it's just going to be Luffy and Loki going against Emo, which is insane. I feel like this is like a really insane like lead up for this arc. Like I'm really excited to see what Loki can do, and I think it's really cool that Oda specifically held out on like showing us what he does until it's like he's fighting the God's Knights, which is cool.
Yeah. He's gonna be he's gonna be up to some shit once he gets out, man. I'm really excited to see what his power is.
Mm-hmm. So this was a good chapter, but Zenith and I actually have a theory.
Oh, we're getting into it now. Okay, go ahead.
I mean,
is
unless
there anything
there's
else? Yeah.
Does anyone else have things to say?
I Now you guys go first, because I was going to bring up the video I saw. I just thought that was interesting, but you guys go first.
True.
Well, you're thinking
Uh,
shorter.
Yeah, you're
Alright.
thinking shorter. We're gonna go for a minute.
Okay, all right. So, I wanted to bring this up because I sent it to the Discord this morning, and I'll even post it here in chat. But there was this video, made by someone called Alex's Scattered Thought, to
Well, that's
theory about
it's just
how
Alexander.
Emu's demon transformation works. And I just thought it was interesting. So basically, I'll post it here in chat, but the rundown of it is basically like Emu is able to convert people onto demon, and not just simply because of his power, but because as for the people he is transforming, they have an inherent desire for power, or whether that's something they have deep within themselves, or it's more overt. But the desire is there, and that's what triggers the transformation. So, it's like that. I could lead into how certain people can be immune to those transformations as well, because they don't have a desire for power. I.e., someone like Luffy, and about how other people, even on his own crew, may be affected by his transformation as well. People like Usopp, or Zoro. But it also presents the methods about how it is people can be transformed back from demons as well. That desire can be somewhat circumvented or something. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting.
It's a neat idea because I think when this ability was introduced, I was very concerned on how this would even be remotely balanceable. Because, like, what is preventing the entire cast of characters from just being turned into demons, essentially? And I thought, like, it was just gonna be hockey, but, like, that also presents a conundrum, because it's like, well, that's just most of the characters, then. Like,
That, yeah.
most of the
Right.
characters aren't gonna have stronger hockey than Emu.
So that's actually a good lead into Zenith and I's theory. Because we believe, I'm trying to think of like the best way because it's kind of long, but
I think we just go with our own thought process. We were starting with like, well, how do you beat the immortal characters?
how do you beat the immortal characters? Because our running theory was that you need powerful Conqueror's hockey to be able to hurt them. Because we see Scopper Gabon slice up Summers, and even though he didn't kill Summers despite cutting him in half, he clearly injured him. Because from what we've seen, the immortal characters, the demon characters, they do receive damage, but it's healed instantly, and it doesn't seem to affect them. Like, they don't get tired, they don't feel pain. Like, they just kind of brute force it. Summers was cut, and it's interesting because it didn't kill him, but it did clearly hurt him. Because he was, like, moaning in pain, and it took him significantly longer to get back up and start fighting again.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so maybe it's Conqueror's hockey. But then I thought about it, and it's like, I don't think, with the Dami Reversi, Emu's new ability, the ability to turn seemingly anyone into these immortal pawns, I think that actually makes it less likely that Conqueror's hockey is the answer. Because that is way too limiting. It's way too much in Emu's favor because seemingly he can give virtually anyone these abilities. We don't know if there's like a hard limit or anything. And there are only so many people, not only with Conqueror's hockey, but like advanced Conqueror's hockey. It's like, for example, Kid has Conqueror's hockey. Kid can't use advanced Conqueror's hockey. He can't even use advanced armament hockey.
Fraud.
And it's like, yeah, maybe he'll learn it later. But just the idea that it's like, it kind of leaves a very, very select few characters that can actually be threats to Emu, despite the fact that he can turn anyone into his subordinates. And that thought process led me into thinking about Emu's abilities and like kind of how they work. Because it seems like what he does is, he is a demon, he's a devil. And it's a popular theory that he is the sea devil. He has eaten the sea devil fruit. These are all theories from lots of different One Piece creators. And I think they're like, it's pretty obvious, like he just is like a devil. Like he has got the pointy tail, the fucking pitchfork, the wings. And it seems like his ability revolves around corrupting people and turning them into demons. But specifically, I think the way it works is he's not just turning them into demons, he's specifically corrupting their souls.
And this is really important because souls just are a thing in One Piece. But they're also something that is weirdly unexplored. Like, souls exist, and we know this because of things like Big Mom's Devil Fruit, or the fact that Brook can just, was a soul for a while before he ended up, skeleton body and all that.
That was
right?
his big power up.
Right.
One of his big power ups is that he could just send his soul places. That's what he
Exactly.
Yeah, he can.
So, like,
he can
independent of things like devil fruits and hockey and all that stuff, souls are just a separate thing within the One Piece world. We also know that there is the existence of an afterlife because, well, otherwise, Brook's soul would have gone somewhere.
Yeah, Brook's soul went to the afterlife, but his devil fruit, because souls are their own separate thing. Souls are not connected to devil fruits or hockey, from what we can tell. But there are devil fruits that affect souls, like Brook's devil fruit. Because what Brook's devil fruit does, technically, the way Brook's devil fruit works is when he ate it in his first life, it effectively did nothing except make him unable to swim. But when he died, his soul went to the afterlife. Like all souls, every One Piece character has a soul, canonically. They all have souls. And when you die, your soul goes to the afterlife, whatever that is. They call it the underworld. Brook calls it the underworld, but they go to this afterlife. Brook's devil fruit allowed his soul to leave the underworld and come back to his body.
Yes.
Big Mom's devil fruit allows her to manipulate her own and others' souls.
And this is the really important part.
The reason why I believe it's specifically souls, because, demonic theming, selling your soul to the devil, that's, obvious connections. But specifically, when you look at Dory and Broggy, their demonic transformations, they specifically get larger in size. They get all these demonic features, like the pointy fangs and the wings. And they have this, like, fire-looking thing coming out of their eyes. It is drawn nearly identically to how Big Mom looks when she uses her soul power to buff herself.
Like, straight up, the way the eyes look is exactly the same.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. When Big Mom, during Wano, when she was fighting Kid and Law, she uses this technique that increases her power, and she gets bigger in size, and her eyes look identical to how their eyes look. So, I believe Imu's ability is specifically corrupting the souls of people. And I believe...
powering them up, basically.
And I believe soul power is the third... I think it's existed.
It is, to put it simply, we think it is a third separate power system within the One Piece world alongside Devil Fruits and Hockey, and that it has existed within the series pretty much since the beginning, and we've been seeing examples of it from the beginning.
Yes. So now we're going to kind of go through some of the examples that we believe are examples of quote-unquote soul power that are not Hockey or Devil Fruit related. Okay. So... this is going to sound...
where it gets complicated.
It gets complicated, and it's going to sound corny, but I need you guys to, like, lock in, because I really
lock in for a second.
We are, like, straight up over 90% sure, like, this is just going to be what is the case. We're, like, we've really ran the numbers on this shit.
So, I believe, so when comparing it to the other two power systems, you have Hockey, which represents willpower. And you have devil fruits, which represent dreams. They are the physical manifestation of willpower and dreams. I believe soul power, like, how do you get more soul power? How do you utilize soul power? How do you manipulate soul power? I think this power system is connected to the character's souls, and then manipulating their souls to do, various things.
To do things that are beyond what they otherwise could, essentially. Mm-hmm. Which, that sounds very broad, but makes a lot more sense when you look at the examples we think fit with this.
Yeah. So, I believe soul power is the manifestation of love. And this is actually a pretty popular theory in the One Piece community, the love power. And this has been a very prevalent thing recently because Oda has been focusing on this a lot since Egghead. Mm-hmm. All we did was connect the dots between soul power and the love power because we think they're the same thing.
Yeah, like the love theory has been a thing that there is just like the power of love is an actual thing within the One Piece world. We like that theory, but we haven't seen anyone connect it to the manipulation of souls, which is what essentially our theory is. A very notable example, and this is like, honestly, I think the one that really cinches it, is on Egghead Island. There is the moment when... It's the moment when Kuma lands that big punch on the Gorosei, right? On Saturn. And they're basically, like, they're pretty mad at Vegapunk because it's like, what the hell? What did you do? Like, did you not put in the programming and, like, the self-destruct switch that we ordered you to? And he was basically like, no, I did all that stuff. This should be impossible. I guess we could call it the power of love.
So I actually have the chapter pulled up.
Yeah, what is the exact wording?
Because it's this is immediately after Kuma shows up, punches Saturn, and saves Bonnie. Vegapunk has an internal monologue, where he says, "What happened? I did not attach any self-destruct switch. I knew that if I helped turn you into a bomb, they would inevitably use you as a suicide weapon. But I upheld their conditions in the end. I attached a total shutdown switch to you. And now that it's been thrown, you should be in a total vegetative state without the ability to act of your own free will, or even carry out orders. There is no reason he should have sprung into motion, and no logical scientific basis for his arrival at this island where Bonnie is. So is it true then? It is not the physical strength of the Buccaneers that makes them remarkable. For at one point in time, they ... and then it ends. And then it continues when Saturn gets back up. And notably, this is, I think, very important. When Saturn stands back up, he is super injured. Like, he is super duper, like, he looks more notably injured than, like, any other time he gets punched by other characters. And he says to Vegapunk, Vegapunk, how do you explain all of this? Was it your doing? And Vegapunk responds, well, I suppose it must look that way. I could call it the power of love if it makes you feel any better. Now, this is notable. And the reason why I think this is very notable is because it's inexplicable. But it literally changed the entire arc. This is like an inexplicable thing that happens that saves Bonnie from death. And Bonnie's a very important character. And it's not given a proper explanation. But Vegapunk, the way he ends, where he's like, for at one point in time, ... it's like, it's implying that there is more to this than Oda's like letting on. And I thought about it, and I was thinking like, okay, the what makes the Buccaneer race special is not their physical attributes. It's not the fact that they're big and strong. Because realistically, that's not very special. The Giants are bigger and stronger. And the reason why the Buccaneers are notable is because in the One Piece world, there are many different races of people and different clans, and most of them have their own unique special abilities. Like fishermen have fisherman karate, et cetera, et cetera. There are, as far as we know, there are only 3 races that since the Void Century have been hunted nearly to extinction, to the point where people don't even know they exist anymore, or people barely believe they exist. And that's the Lunarians, the Three-Eyed Clan, and the Buccaneers. The Lunarians make perfect sense, because they are just the most powerful individuals in the One Piece world, genetically. Their abilities are insane. So it makes sense that the government would have been interested in subjugating them and killing them off. The Three-Eyed Clan makes sense because we don't know exactly how their full powers work, but it's implied that Pudding would be able to understand the letter, the poneglyph writing, when her powers awaken. And obviously, the government doesn't want anyone to be able to read the poneglyphs, so they would hunt down one of the few groups of people that can read it. Why would the government hunt the Buccaneers to near extinction? I believe it's not because the Buccaneers are big and powerful. It's because the Buccaneers, as a race, are capable of using the soul power far more than any other race. They are capable of using the power of love to do these spectacular things, like Kuma inexplicably understanding that his daughter was in danger and showing up to save her when there is no reason he should have been able to do that. And I believe soul power is the weakness of the immortal characters. The way you damage them, the way you hurt them, is by using this third power system, the soul power. And that's why Emu hunted the Buccaneers to existence, because he could not allow a group of people who have the ability to counter his own to exist. Like, he couldn't allow them to exist.
And specifically, if we look at the most recent moment of an immortal character being actually damaged, it is a moment where Scopper Gaban is trying to save his child. If there was ever a moment where the power of love was going to be used, it's going to be in a moment like that, exactly the same as Kuma saving his child.
Scopper is also the minister of love, too.
He's also
That's
the
how he
minister
introduces
of love.
himself. Yeah.
Yes.
And I think this makes sense, because going back with what I stated originally, I don't think it makes sense for something so specific and exclusive like Conqueror's Haki to be the answer to countering Imu's ability. Because it's like only Luffy and Zoro on this island, only Luffy and Zoro can damage all of these people. That doesn't make sense. But
that's
the
also just
power
not
of love,
interesting for fights. Like, that's just not fun to watch.
It's not interesting for fights, and I don't know, it just doesn't fit. But if it's the power of love specifically, the soul power, let's call it the soul power. If
power of love makes our theory sound dumb, so we're going to call it soul power for now.
If it's the soul power specifically, I believe it is similar to hockey, where technically anyone can use it. You just have to know how to do it. So there are more examples, and I'm going to go through a couple of them really
Yeah, because if we go through every single example we think is an example of soul power, we'll be here all day.
So another good example, in Egghead, literally happens immediately after the whole thing with Kuma. Kizaru shoots a laser at Bonnie to kill her. Sanji blocks it with his kick. And that is notable because Oda chose to draw Kizaru completely shocked by that. And it's
For context, Kizaru just got done fighting Toon Force Gear 5.
Yeah.
Kizaru just got done fighting Yonko and was completely composed the entire time. And the first time we see him be completely shook was Sanji blocking his laser with the kick. And Frankie responds, because Frankie watches it, and Frankie is completely shocked too. And Frankie says, "That was a laser. How did you do that?" And Sanji responds, the power of light is nothing to the power of love.
Type shit.
And I think that's notable, again, because
yes,
I believe, and this is like, bringing the theory together, I believe Sanji's Diablo powers, Sanji's fire powers, are not because of his Germa modifications. I think they are the manifestation of his soul power. I don't think, because in hindsight, looking back at any Slavi, when Sanji first uses his Diablo power, it comes out of nowhere, and it's completely inexplicable. It's like, how the fuck did he do that? He just spins really fast and his light catches on fire? And then, as time goes on, he gets more and more abilities. And then, in Whole Cake Island, we learn Sanji, his brothers, were genetically modified. Him and his brothers were genetically modified in the womb of his mother by his father to be special, given these special abilities. However, because of the medicine Sanji's mother took, Sanji was considered a failure. And we assumed that it's like, okay, his Diablo powers must just be his Germa powers manifesting later in life. And we see him actually get his Germa powers when he wears the raid suit, and it causes his Germa powers to activate, and he gets the exoskeleton. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that actually makes any sense. because it's specifically explained that the raid suit is what activates his dormant Germa genes. And it's odd that he would just have the Diablo powers before that.
Like way before that.
way before that. And it's odd because the Diablo powers are very often... There are instances of characters doing things that's treated like a gag. The issue is that it literally happens.
Yeah. And
For
it's
example...
Yeah, it's just a big thing with Sanji too. Is he again? Someone says it, his fire is passion and love. He is just like his entire character is centered around love. Like the theme is just there so consistently with him, even in the context of like the Straw Hat crew. Like, I think if you put this in the context of like the main trio, like the monster trio, is if we're looking at this as 3 power systems representative of dreams, will, and love, that also perfectly fits the main 3 of the Straw Hat crew, where it's dreams in Luffy, will in Zoro, and love in Sanji. Someone just mentioned Luffy's Red Hawk too. Yes,
we were going to bring that up. His
Red Hawk is an homage to his dead brother whom he loves. Like...
Yes. Guys, I'm telling you, when you go back and look through the story, there are tons of examples of this stuff happening. Yeah, it's...
And it's so easy because I think this is how One Piece gets you, and it gets us too, where it sets itself up as a silly story full of gags. But because of that, it's able to do a bunch of things that don't make sense and get away with it. But I think that's the trick, is it will make sense.
I have another example that I really like, and I like this one specifically because it actually involves Oda himself. During Enies Lobby, after Enies Lobby, when Garp shows up to confront Luffy, Garp punches Luffy, and Luffy is like, "Oh my god, it hurts," and they're all confused. They're like, "What do you mean it hurts? He punched you. You're made of rubber." And Garp responds, "There is no defense for a punch of love." And similarly to the Diablo powers we assumed were Germa related, but now I'm starting to suspect that they're not. They are this third power system, this soul power. When Garp punched Luffy, we assumed, oh, he just must have been using Haki because it's Garp. He has extremely powerful Haki, and that's how he was able to hurt Luffy. I do not think he used Haki in that moment to punch Luffy. I think he used soul power, and I think the soul power was able to actually hurt Luffy. And the reason for that is because this connects with the whole thing where Oda treats things like gags. When they're gags and they're presented to be funny, but they are actually happening. There was an SBS from pre-time skip, like right after that happened, where this is before Haki was like formally introduced. The readers at the time did not really know what Haki was. The reader asked Oda a question, and they were like, how was Garp able to hurt Luffy with a punch? And Oda responded, because he used the power of love. That seems like a joke. It seems like Oda's bullshitting.
Yeah.
Later, much later, this is post-time skip. I forget the exact SBS volume, but this is after we have already been introduced to Haki. We know how Haki works. We know that it affects Devil Fruits. Someone asked the same question to clarify, and it's interesting because they specifically asked, Oda, when Garp punched Luffy, did he use Haki? And Oda responds, in this instance, it was love.
Type shit.
And the reason why I think this is, again, really connects all the dots, Garp was able to use the soul power to hurt Luffy. Another instance, this is a thing that's treated like a gag consistently. It's always
happen.
It's always treated like a gag, but it does happen. How is Nami capable of hurting Luffy?
Yeah.
Consistently hitting him, and then those comical bumps show up on his head, and it's like, yes, that is a gag. But
I have an even better example. Notably, with Big Mom's homies, the homies, her specific homies, Zeus, Prometheus, they are the manifestation of her soul. They have been shown to be completely... Hockey does not hurt them. They are impervious to hockey. Luffy tries to punch them with hockey and it doesn't work. The only character that can actually hurt them is Brook. Brook uses his underworld power, his soul power, to hurt the homies because they are the manifestation of Big Mom's soul. Notably, Nami can hurt Zeus.
Yep. The closest we get to another character hurting them is Zoro using Kinemon's technique in Wano, but then like, what was it, Prometheus just immediately like goes back together.
Well, I'm almost wondering if Kinemon's technique is just soul power because he turns blades on fire, and that's similar to Red Hawk. It's similar to Red Hawk and Diablo like powers.
Could be.
I saw a crackhead use soul power once.
Whoa!
Nice guy. Lit himself on fire. It was crazy.
And another reason why, like, I think another example of this soul power being demonstrated is just all of Brook's powers, because Brook he can make his soul leave his body. He can use the cold winds of the underworld to like cut with like ice powers. He can use music to hypnotize people. Fucking none of that has anything to do with resurrection. His devil fruit made him come back to life. Everything else he does has fucking nothing to do with his devil fruit. I believe all of that stuff is soul powered.
He just understands it better because he's the only person who's died.
Yes. Exactly. He was a soul for a while, so he has a stronger understanding of his soul.
And I think it's again interesting that Brook seemingly is one of the characters with the most control over the soul power. I am theorizing that soul power will be the thing that Imu's abilities are weak to. And Imu is currently possessing Gunko, who seems to have some type of relationship with Brook. And I think Brook will be the one that severs that possession, that connection. Somehow.
Folks, Brook stocks have never been higher. Invest now. You're running out of time. Brook stocks on the rise.
Right. So, here's the thing. This is clearly something, the theorizing of an entirely different power system does sound crazy. But I also want you all to imagine how crazy you must sound if you tried to theorize about hockey before it was officially revealed. Imagine trying, before hockey is even formally introduced, and trying to say that Luffy was able to find the right Mr. 3 and all the wax clones because he was using observation hockey before that's formally introduced. To say he was using an entirely separate, unintroduced power system, you would sound insane.
I'll do you one better. Even explaining some things in the story, even with hockey, I think is very hard. Imagine if I told you that, hey, Zoro's Ashura is Conqueror's hockey. You would have thought I was a Zoro glazer. like that shit can be difficult, man. And I really don't think it's too far because I've been thinking about it after Taco told me this one day. I don't think it's too far off because you have what's the continuation of Advanced Conquerors right now? It's targeting pass defense to your opponent's internals. So like we're already getting closer to the soul, like the attacking inside, getting past your opponent's defenses. I would not be surprised if it was just like, all right, yeah, like the soul that exists and you can damage that as well because of the advancements that you make in Advanced Conquerors hockey. I think Advanced Conquerors and soul power will definitely be a way to hurt these guys. It makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, again, this is a theory. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. But me and Taco were basically just in chat, like alone one night, and we were just talking about the new chapter, and we basically talked about this for like 2 hours, coming up with examples. I want to make a video on this, honestly, because we have a lot more examples of what we think is soul power. But again, we'd be here longer.
Yeah.
And we do have other chapters.
I don't know, Manu. I feel like just chalking it up to Oda is tired is kind of like, I don't know. It's just like, all right, why are we talking about anything? You know?
Yeah, right. Like, why discuss any details within the story if any of them could be a result of his fatigue?
Yeah. You know, like I don't know. It just feels like such a dismissal of anything. Because I could bring up anything that has any logic or sense to it, and it's just like, yeah, well, Oda's tired. All right, like, sure, man. I guess he is. Manu is spitting. No, he's not. He's actually actually not spitting. He's just saying Oda's tired. That's it. But it's cool. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. You get some real bragging rights if we're wrong.
Yeah, if we're wrong, then that's okay. Like, I'm not trying to say this just like we disagree. That makes me upset. Like, no, it's fine. If this ends up being wrong, that's totally okay. But like,
I'm not staking my life on this theory.
Yeah,
Exactly.
right.
Like, I'll live.
If it's wrong,
I
it's
am.
wrong. Like,
I am
fine.
because it gives Brooke stocks. I'm 100% staking my life on this theory. I will die and come back to life and use the winds of hell to kill you if it's wrong.
Weary, you have to understand that this isn't how you form like an argument though, because Oda can be tired and the soul power thing can be true. Like, just because Oda is tired, it doesn't dismiss this at all. That's my point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't...
And it's like, here's the thing. If you don't find our evidence convincing, that's also completely fine. Like, that's... Yeah. I knew going into this that we weren't going to convince all of you. Like...
Of course.
The reason we're saying this, all this, isn't to convince you guys. It is purely for the bragging rights if we're right.
Well,
I want
think it's a good
video
theory.
fucking evidence that we said this first, just in case.
True. Hey, shouts out, Manu. You know the rules. Shouts out. Yeah. If it doesn't come true, then we just don't talk about it, like Manu said.
I mean, I'll admit if I'm wrong, I'll admit I'm wrong.
Yeah, right. I'm pretty fucking certain on this. I'm not gonna lie. I think me and Taco cooked on this one.
Type shit. Yeah, it's a good theory. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Add the signature stamp of approval. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And even if it is wrong, like, I still have fun.
You're right.
Theorizing about it.
Yeah, I think it works. I think it works, and I think it's gonna be good. And then if it doesn't happen, it's gonna be this story is gonna be the worst thing ever. Terrible.
Now you're speaking my language.
I'm investing in this theory. Take my money. True. Rise up, man.
See,
Rise up.
Thank you. You can donate all theory funds to this to Sailor's channel.
And there are just straight up like more examples, but like
I'm surprised you weren't gonna bring up Rouge, because that was the one that was like, oh shit, like that was the one that sold me.
Yeah, so the one with Rouge is that Rouge was capable of keeping Ace in her womb.
Yeah, we were good. That I was saving that one, to be honest.
Yeah,
but yeah,
Rouge was capable of keeping Ace in her womb for 18 months. That should be completely impossible. And I believe that was her using soul power to keep Ace inside of her longer. And then when he was born, she died. And I think it's notable because Sengoku specifically calls it like an act of love, like a mother's act of love for her child. So again, it's this framing it as the power of love, essentially. Her doing this seemingly impossible thing.
Yeah, is really good, man. Yeah. I think it can do a lot of good to the story if this does exist, because of just allowing Straw Hats to get back in fights, So
yeah,
I think
and it's like,
good.
and also, it's just it could just add a lot of interesting dynamics to these fights if, there's a new power system for these characters to access and just do cool things from. I think from a narrative perspective, it adds a lot to this final arc to have something that anyone can access, essentially, to make them a viable fighter in this. And I'm not saying, I don't think this is going to be a thing where, oh my god, every character is using soul power now. But I think enough notable ones will realize they have been for a long time and be able to do so, willingly.
I also just think, narratively, it matches up well, too, with what the government has been doing for so long, that ultimately it is, the power of love that does overcome them in the end. Sure, it sounds corny, but after everything that has happened, that these guys finally get overcome in this manner, it makes a lot of sense.
It is for sure cheesy, but so is the power of dreams.
True. True.
This is Oda we're talking about.
True. Very true. Yeah, man. That shit is goated. And that's why, I'm happy we brought this up, because I feel like this is an excellent springboard into why Road is going to be the GOAT. You know what I'm saying?
Damn it.
I think this is going to be a really good, because I don't think it's a coincidence that you guys had this revelation in a chapter that Road shows up. Me personally.
You mean the
yes.
Wait. No, he did. Yes, he did actually show up, but I would like to point out that Sailor is saying the truth, that Road did show up in a single panel where he then screamed like a little bitch once he felt.
Did you show up in the manga?
And then that was the end of the
Did you show up in the manga?
I think
okay.
Silver, yeah. I think that your bias is clouding your vision.
It probably is, which is why I'm still going to keep talking shit regardless.
All right, well, I guess that's a very...
Man wants to be a non-believer. Hey, Sky...
Is that a mature response? I can't quite tell.
Let him sink. Let him sink.
You know what? You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You try to give people the helping hand. You try to send them the buoy they need, help them get through the storm that is our chaotic life. And they don't want it. So let them drown.
It is a given that people, like our good friend Silver here, are bound to get lost once they go off-road, You sound like you're crying, Silver.
I would too. I think he just realized the position he's in. I'd cry too. God, man. I'd cry too. You'll see, buddy. When Road pops back up there and saves us all, God. You'll understand, buddy. You'll get it. The real sun god is coming back. Demon home, pussy. Yeah. Yeah.
Who has more love in their heart than Road, For his home, his people.
That's what I'm saying,
I'll tell you exactly who has more love in their heart. Me, for this chapter of Kagurabachi. Please segue. Please segue.
You know what?
He's tired of talking about Peak. He wants to talk about
what? Yeah, all right. So we'll transition from the good word back into the good word, okay? So Kagurabachi, chapter 82. Fellas, how are we feeling about this?
I'll tell you exactly how I'm feeling about this, guys. See, we're at chapter 82.
Type shit.
Of Kagurabachi. Now, I was talking to a friend of mine this morning, and I was like, hey, man, did you see the new Kagurabachi chapter? I haven't read it yet. How was it? What's the tally? And he's like, oh, man, I'm afraid to say we're still at 81 good chapters of Kagurabachi. Naturally, we're not on speaking terms anymore because there's 82 good chapters of Kagurabachi.
You damn right. God damn. You damn right. Excommunicate that man. God.
Damn right.
Sheesh.
Yeah, fucking, it rocks.
This chapter, fucked. Chihiro Roku, you're special to me. True, bro. Yeah, this chapter was balling. So pretty much this chapter just confirmed what we brought up last week about what it was pretty obvious. Samura is just going to take on this burden all by himself until he dies with the sword master. Because he's like, hey, man, I'm the only one who deserves to suffer. It's cool. It's cool. Chihiro now being in this fight, being like, bitch, you need to accept all the help you can. Come on, bro. Like, we can do this. He's like, no, I don't want to. The part that I really want to highlight is obviously, I mean, like, it's like the coolest part of the chapter where Samura knocks Chihiro. He says, go to your room, little nigga. Knocks him in there. Shuts the door on him. And Hokuzono, he knew he was cooking. All right. He's like, hold on. Y'all mind if I spam this one more time? Chihiro looks through the seeing glass and sees this motherfucker charging up. I'm like, oh, goddamn.
Y'all like that fisheye lens? What if I do it again?
Holy. He said, you know what? I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Here go 2 more for y'all. Drops another one on us. I'm like, God damn, you know, the goosebumps, they start activating, the loins, they start firing. I'm about to rip my fucking shirt off. But to bring it back down, I really like this moment. 1, because it's fucking hype and I love it. But 2, I love it simply because this, again, like, horizontal has been cooking. This signifies Samura as a character where this motherfucker is more willing to open up doors he has no business opening than opening up doors that he really needs to open. And that goes back in... Oh, go ahead.
He literally closes the door on Chihiro's offer and then you see him in darkness.
Exactly. Yes. Like he shuts the door on that offer and then he goes to open it back. Like he goes to open it with force, being like, I need to be the one to take this. But when we needed you the most, nigga, you vanished. When we needed you to open that door and be there for your daughter, be a family man, you didn't want to open it. And I think that, like, again, because we say it a lot, but God, this motherfucker is a loser, an understandable loser, but a loser. And I really like how Hokuzono is leaning more into that, showcasing the hard-headed and stubborn nature of this character, making him very sympathetic and understandable because there, you know, we've gotten some comments of people being like, nah, man, Samura is actually pretty cool. And I agree. But he's a loser, right? Loser. Yeah, he's a loser, man. And I really like how Hokuzono keeps hammering this point in, showcasing how there are other ways you can help out in different ways. We can figure something out. Even though we don't have an immediate solution, let's work together to find one. And he's like, no, I don't want to. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Nah, boo boo. I can't hear you, you know? And I really love just like how he keeps finding new ways to showcase this about this character and making it look cool as fuck every single time. I don't know how he does it. It's genuinely impressive.
Imagine if you offered to help out your friend with what they were going through and they pushed you away and then they threatened to cut you in half if you texted them again.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, all right, man, goddamn.
Like that's immature, you know. That is, it's a lot of things, but it's immature.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
Childish.
You're a child.
By the way, I want to throw this out there about Chihiro's like growth as a fighter because I'm seeing a lot of misconceptions about what happened at the end of this chapter. Chihiro did not lose that clash.
No.
He did not get outsped at all. He specifically says he's going to stand his ground.
Exactly.
So Samura cannot locate him. And then when you see them slash, remember, the EI White Purity strike is a single slash. You see 2 slashes in the door, meaning they hit at the exact same moment. So
yeah.
Chihiro was on that timing, and you can specifically see Nishiki on his eyes, so like I think he was using it to like react better.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
If that is the case, that's a cool detail.
Oh, he uses that shit for everything.
I've just been seeing a lot of people on Twitter be like, "Oh my god, he's already losing this." He did get blown away, but like he's not hurt. He blocked.
Guys, I think
He
you need
got
to
blown
remember
away because Samura
was
was
the
the only
force.
one with forward momentum.
Yeah, like it's just a fucking cause action and reaction, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I think we need to remember the last time they fought, Chihiro got neg-diffed. Like, the last
There
time
was
they
a
fought.
lack of diff. Yeah.
Yeah, like Chihiro even brings it up, like, I didn't even stand in this dude's way before, but now he is able to look Samura in the eyes, this blind motherfucker. He's able to look him in his face and square off against him. He has the power to stand in his way now. That's the significance
That's the
of the
point
end of
this
the
moment.
chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that like, holy fuck, this guy is so outclassed. No, the point is these guys are on a similar level now. That's the whole thing. Like, especially with how the chapter earlier was with Uruha, how that was, he was like, I was the only one who chased after you. I was the only one who put in work to stand beside you. And then you have Chihiro at the end of the chapter being able to do what Uruha couldn't. And that was clash with him. That was stand in his way. That shit. Oh my god, bro. I'm ripping another shirt off. Holy shit. Oh my god.
Sailor, no, stop. We're running out of shirts.
Ah!
We don't have
you
enough
wanna get into
prototype
some, like-
Slice of Shonen merchandise.
And it's like, if you want to get into some like power scaling technicals, yeah, you can say like, well, you know, if you dividend the fucking force and like you'll see that some are slightly stronger. And it's like, yeah, not the point though. The point is he's not getting like diffed here. He's actually like doing something, and he played it in a way that was specifically smart. Like he wasn't blitz, and that's the point. Like the point is he stood up to him. Someone's bringing up the fucking thing on Twitter. Wait, have you all seen the thing on Twitter with Sanji and Hakari?
No.
What?
I have not.
Basically, there was this
Caution.
Twitter account that was doing a big like tournament of deuteragonists, essentially, like which I don't of like side characters and deuteragonists and stuff. And one of the big thing is was Sanji versus Hakari on the poll, and this was a really funny thing because it was this very back and forth thing, like who was winning changed moment to moment, and then obviously like Sanji won because One Piece is just the bigger series. Like that's not even any hate or anything. I mean that was just like the expected result, honestly. But the funny thing is like obviously when there's a big a big hubbub around like a tourney or like a poll on Twitter, and someone wins, it's a clusterfuck. But nah, like Kagurabachi fans just came out and were like super chill about everything. Like, you know, hey, we had a good run, it was good. You know, a lot of people got on Kagurabachi because this is a good time. And a bunch of One Piece fans were like, why the fuck are you guys so nice?
That
You're supposed to
is
threaten to
so-
kill me. Do you not know how the game is played?
That's so crazy. Like
It
the
was
fact
really
that like
funny.
people act like regular human beings and we're just like, wait, what the fuck?
Well, I
'Cause-
mean, it's Twitter, or what else would they expect?
Dude, that whole time I was waiting for something to happen. And I was just like, I mean, like, who cares? Like, they lost a poll. And then Kagurabachi fans were like, yeah, you know, it's cool. You know, people joined our series, so that's awesome. And then One Piece fans were like, wait, what? What the fuck? What? Huh? What is this, man? Hey, man. That's awesome. That is actually like
It
super
was.
wholesome to hear.
Yeah.
Like people just act like regular human beings. They're just like, wait a minute, what? Like, it's my bloodline hasn't had a curse cast upon it. What the fuck?
I've never felt like negative when I see Kagurabachi Twitter, like that side of Twitter. It's always just like, oh, this is nice.
Truly
This
a
is nice.
water in a desert.
But yeah, I don't know. That was just a fun little thing.
That's
Dope
cool.
ass chapter.
Yeah, really good chapter, man. I love this shit, man. I fucking love this shit. Yeah,
I'm really excited for just the Uruha Hakari team up. I think that's gonna be really fun.
That's just gonna be awesome. But Loki, stay over there, little bro. I'm trying to see this fight. I'm trying to see these niggas get active. Yeah, I'm excited, man. I need this. I was so happy when we cut back to them. I was like, oh man, I've been thirsting for it, man. Please give me some more. Yeah, this shit. God, dude, man. Like it's just like looking at what happened to Hirohiko. God, dude. Hirohiko got fucking embarrassed, bro. You had Samura kicking the sword back to his ops, being like, take care of this. Damn, bro. Treated as an afterthought again, bro. Holy. And being like, yeah, he ran. Damn. Shit. What was he supposed to do, Samura? Just die? God damn. Yeah, kicking the Kumayuri away and seeing like what happened with Hirohiko, to see Chihiro at the end like get this moment. It's so satisfying. It's so like, oh God, dude. Because Chihiro, he's fighting for something more than just him. Like, he's fighting for I fight for my friends. You know, he's fighting for his friends. He's fighting for Iori. Like, he's fighting to bring Samura back over to show that we can still do this, man. Oh my God. This shit is so peak. Oh my God. Ugh. Just everything. Like, how it even... Oh my God. I just don't understand how you can do this shit so well. So fucking well, man. It's awesome. Kagurabachi is awesome. I think I skipped over a few donations here. Shout out to Nomade, number 5, saying, is Hokuzono even human? Give that man a DNA test. See how much is human and how much is goat. You goddamn right. Oh my God, dude. And how do I say this? You're gonna have to explain it to me, because I know you changed your name. I saw earlier. Is it Raziel? Is that it? All I know is
I don't know.
Yeah, I think
a whimsical skedaddler.
I was about to say a whimsical skedaddler. I think that's funny. Seeing all these videos of people online doing IWPS, that shit is turning in,
oh my God,
into this
so
generation's Naruto
cool.
run.
It's genuinely one of the coolest things ever I've seen on social media.
It's sick, yeah. Like, just seeing different people, EI White Purity style. For those of you who don't know, IWPS. I think that shit is awesome. Like, just seeing different people. Like the first guy that I saw where he just cut up a pool noodle. I was like, hold on, that's fire. Like, that's so fucking
I remember
cool.
Like sending that first video to our chat and being like, oh, this is neat. And then people just kept making them.
Dude, that's awesome.
And people keep getting, and it's like a genuine community of like, hey guys, I see that you guys are doing it like this. I think it's better if you hold your hands like this. It gives you a better grip on the sword when you swing it. And it's like just genuinely like constructive on each other to like, so that everyone can figure out the best way to do it.
Resil, okay.
So that everyone can style on Hirohiko.
No!
All of us together. We can all beat him.
No, bro. No. It's just not fair. Hirohiko, get up, bro. They are slandering you. Fight back. God.
You've got to get in training mode. I know you don't believe in combos. But
I know you don't believe in frame data, but you gotta, bro. Please. I know you think it's always your turn on block, bro, but please.
His campaign slogan, plus or nothing.
Yeah. Get in the gym, read the patch notes, nigga. Come on. Fuck.
You gotta learn how to guard cancel.
Yeah. The walking embodiment of that one meme is like, why would I read patch notes? The fuck I'm gonna do? Stop winning? Like,
yes, you
yes,
are.
here you go.
Probably.
Get in the lab, bro. Help him. Yeah, bro. That shit is funny. Good ass chapter of Kagurabachi, man. Good chapter.
Absolutely.
I love how people agreed to reply to it like, LOL, just practice the traditional styles and you won't be laughing like that when I cut you down. When I see you. That shit is so funny, man. Shouts out to Kagurabachi. God damn. Let me look at some of these real quick before we move on to Dandadan. Let me see. How do you think the other sword bearers are going to factor into the rest of the arc? I genuinely don't know. I'm not sure if they will come into this arc until like the end. Listen, I have been a big believer in Samura. You're fucking dead, buddy. It's over for you. So I'm thinking like maybe they don't even meet him, to be honest, but like it could be a situation where we bring him over and then, you know, he works with us.
Wait a minute.
I don't know. What's up?
I have a katana. What the fuck am I doing? I'm slacking.
Wait, you have a katana?
Bro, the
Yeah, I
streets
do.
need you. What the fuck?
True.
The
I
streets
totally
need
forgot.
you. God,
It's been in my
damn,
closet
bro.
for
You're telling
years.
me-
I don't remember. I
You're
forgot I
telling
have
me
it.
I had to fight a crackhead using soul power all by myself. And meanwhile, you're the fucking fifth master. And you didn't tell me? I would have called you in as an assist, like fucking MVC.
You could have been Virgil. You could have been Virgil.
Plus on block hits on both sides. Fucking Helm Crusher.
Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. Fuck you. Can we talk about Samura just letting the Masumi take Kuriyume? Talk about half-assing your own morals. I love Samura, dude. I love how you write Hokazono. True, man. True. That is very funny. He was like, we cannot let these weapons fall into the other people's hands. Bro, we need to destroy them immediately. You want an ancient, or you want a fucking enhanced blade here? All
You
right.
want the drunk driving?
Yeah.
I think you can be trusted with it, child.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thanks. Yeah, that is pretty funny. Let me see. I'm one of those practitioners, but it's very hard to master. Hey, man, everything starts at 1. If Haikyuu has taught me anything, it's that if anyone dreams of climbing the ladder, you have to start at the bottom. So make yo ass, get your ass up there and fucking climb, man. Get your ass up there. It's all about the climb. Shout out Miley Cyrus. You know what I'm saying? You'll get there.
Yeah, someone is saying it in chat. It's, objectively, it only gives you speed, and that for the first strike. Then you need to get a regular grip. Yeah, I think the big thing about IWPS, I guess, I don't want to say the whole fucking thing, is that it is just essentially, it is a whole style, but it is also one move. So you kind of have to like mix it in with other stuff. Yeah, I'm not learning Hirohiko's freedom style, dude. I'm gonna break my sword by like dropping it or something.
Driving style. And you're a coward.
Bro, you don't want the strong aura technique, bro? The fuck it we ball technique?
Actually thinking about it, if you can like
Forthright to notice that it was crashing, say it, and then it happened. It's like a Dead Space message.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, yeah, looks like it
We good?
crashed for a bit, fellas. I hope y'all
Yeah.
can hear us now.
Sorry about that. Yeah, we're good now.
Yeah. So
Okay,
yeah,
but
you
again,
know.
I'm still trying to. But Zenith, again, I'm still trying to process the fact that you actually have a katana. I did not know this about you.
Yeah,
It's one
it's
of his
not
most
it's not exactly a glamorous story. I was visiting some family in San Francisco once, and my dad and my uncle were going for a walk. This was fucking years ago, by the way, like a long time ago. And my dad came back from that walk, and he just like, "Hey, I found this. Like, I guess he just found it lying around."
Brought that shit back to you like a lost puppy, bro.
So I have
Oh
the
my
story
God.
now.
It's
There you
kind
go.
of
Oh my
like
god.
It's kind of like Arthur receiving Excalibur from the Lady of the Lake, except with all of that taken out.
Yeah, with all the glamour gone.
Take out the king part, the Excalibur part, and the Lady of the Lake part, which is to say he just found a rusty ass sword.
Oh shit!
Not
That's
rusty
awesome.
though. Not rusty. That.
Type shit. That katana is
It's
definitely
probably
magical.
never even tasted. It's probably never even tasted the flesh of humans.
Not yet, anyway.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
well, I don't know
yet.
about that. You know, like if you're doubting,
Not unless someone doubts me.
Now that I know I can get in the lab. Let me look at a few of these other ones. Did you talk about Marvel Tokon? Yes, we did. We
No,
talked
we
about it a
didn't.
little bit. I mean, yeah, we did. We talked about it at the beginning.
Oh, we did.
He
That's
wasn't
right. I'm
funny.
sorry.
I mean, if you want to talk about it some more, yeah, we can. It looks good.
This happens whenever we talk about fighting games. I think Zenith automatically filters them. So.
Yeah. Like, get that
it looks cool.
bullshit out
It
of
looks
here.
cool, you
Yeah,
know?
looks awesome. I love the memes that have come from it. Jarvis, load up my level 1 super. Right away, sir. Yes. What do you think of the theory of Chihiro killing and reviving Samura with Akka, or is Samura just cooked? I think Samura is just cooked, personally. But if it happens,
I think that's a really cool theory.
Yeah.
Because it's essentially perfect irony. Like, it completely forces on Samura what he's been forcing on other people. He does the opposite of, like, what Chihiro does already. Samura's entire goal is he actively disempowers people and puts all of the responsibility on himself.
Strips agency
So,
from
like,
him, yeah.
he takes their agency to put the responsibility, and he takes that agency by depowering them. You know, whereas Chihiro actively empowers people. He actively gives them the agency to do what they want and do what they feel they need to do. And I think it would be a really interesting irony if essentially Chihiro like forced that on him, but also maybe he even also gave him the choice to have the sword again. Essentially freeing him from the burden he's forced on himself, but giving him the opportunity to like fight alongside him.
I was gonna say too, like, that's the funny part. I don't even think it would be Chihiro stripping away Samura's agency, because so much of it has just been like, hey man, you can help out in other ways. You got a daughter, be a dad, nigga. So like,
Right.
even with him taking his power, he still has things to live for, and he still has things that he can look forward to. So like, even if Chihiro doesn't give him that choice to stand alongside of him, I do think that is interesting from that perspective. Like, stripping his agency, but also not like stripping his agency as far as Samura like knows it to be, but you know, forcing Samura to realize that he has worth outside of the battlefield. I think that shit would be awesome. It should be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Who would have thought back in September, or shout out to Edward for the $5, saying, who would have thought back in September of 2023 that this is what this series would become? What is it, or the series would become what it is now? Man, we truly invested in the right stocks, man. Hey, man, true.
It is
has it really been
astonishing.
since 2023?
Yeah.
Yes. Ooh.
Time flies.
The passage of time.
You're getting older, Sam.
Ooh,
Can't
that might not
relate.
mean much to you, Silver, but to the rest of us, ooh.
I can't relate.
Well, I know it doesn't mean much to Sailor, but
What the fuck?
I think or rather, every week, like, on Sunday, Kagurabachi Day, blessed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. And I think about, it wasn't the first chapter, but it was, I want to say the third one. It was the fight with the Dharma guy.
Yeah.
That Chihiro has. And it was just Taco and I in VC, and we were like, hey, like the new Kagurabachi chapter. I know that like the first one was a big meme and everything, but this one was like, it was like good, right? And I was like, yeah, it was good. And I think both of us at that moment had the idea that like, oh, this might be a pretty good series actually. Like, I think it might, if it can just manage to like, you know, have good fights, and everything. That could be pretty good. And now here we are, where it's just like, oh my god, the cinema, the storytelling, it's too much. It's crazy to think about, and I think about it every week. So I'm crazy.
I'm loco. I'm simply insane. My membrane.
And I
is simply insane.
cannot be trusted with the drunk driving sword. You can take that shit to the bank and take me to jail.
Hey man, hey, shit can get spooky out here. Hey, shit can get real spooky out here. All right. Damn. Yeah. This
It's
chapter
funny
fucks.
because Hokuzono, like, unironically got some of the best pre-release press of all time.
Yeah.
Because if everyone's memeing on your series, like, before it comes out, that means everyone's checking it out. And you just actually have to write a good series. Now, that's hard, but apparently not for him.
I was about to say,
So-
luckily he's just the GOAT, so
Luckily, he is him, yeah.
yeah. Like, god damn, bro. This shit. I'm so excited. I'm so fucking excited for next chapter, man. This story is so good. All right. Is there anything else we want to say about it before we move on to our final one?
I want to say one thing I think is interesting is in the page
Right.
when Samura's talking about, like, the risk of malediction. He specifically thinks about Iori dying to it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think it is interesting to think about the fact that for Samura, he obviously doesn't want, like, mass slaughter and everything, but all of his concerns, all of his fears, all of his ideas are filtered through his daughter.
Yeah.
And it makes it extra ironic, the choices that he's made, which are, to him, all for her sake, but none of which have actually benefited her.
Yeah.
Because even erasing her memories, it kept her safe for a while, but it also meant that she would have had literally no way to defend herself or any idea what was going on when, the Hishaku showed up at her
Pulled
high
up
school
on her.
to kill her.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. It's, I
Stripping
really...
the agency. Yeah.
He's gotta die. He's just gotta...
He's just gotta die, Lord.
Nah.
Please strike him down now.
I think one thing I really like about Samura's story is I genuinely, like, don't know how it's gonna end. It could genuinely go.
I do.
Like, here's the thing: obviously the most
In
popular
a body bag.
yeah, the most popular theories, like, this ends in his death, which completely fair. But I could really see it going anyway. Overall,
To be clear, because I don't want to give the wrong impression. I like Samura a lot, and I will be sad when he dies a dog's death.
that when
Like, yeah, when.
yeah, understand.
I like making jokes about it, but that's
Well,
because
let's be real.
it's funny, and yeah, but I do truly believe that he's a great character, and he, like Xenia said, even though I do know how his story will end, and it could go a whole lot of different ways, and I would be satisfied with anything. I just am really invested in him dying, because I think that has the greatest amount of narrative weight and emotional weight. And so that's what I'm holding out for. But I do like him a lot, and I will not at all be upset if he lives, because I like him.
But unfortunately, you have to die for my agenda, buddy. So go ahead and hop in that coffin.
Go on.
Go on. Get in. Yeah. I think it's finna get real spooky for this nigga. It can get very spooky. You guys are forgetting that he made sure that Hishaku also forgot. Yeah, but they also remembered to like go hunt for her. It'd only be a matter of time before they find her.
Mhm.
Like I
Yeah.
think it's the
Well, like,
inevitability.
He did everything the best that he could, but you know everything went according to his plan, and it obviously didn't work out in the long term.
Especially since, you know, a big thing about Samura is him like kind of shutting the door on other, I mean, you saw it in this chapter, but like shutting the door on other possibilities from happening. So like even if he didn't plan for it, that doesn't mean Johnny Hishaku wouldn't have been able to do something about it.
Yeah. He has a plan, but he's not a mastermind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because if the Hishaku are masterminds.
I will say, if
is doing
whoever
his
said
best.
that whole thing with Chihiro copying, you know, the revival ability, actually, that would be fucking awesome. I would be so down with that. Like,
Yeah,
however
that way he would-
works, that's really cool.
That way he dies twice.
I think that would be just big brained, honestly. I would love that. However, it's like
that'd be awesome.
obviously the execution is a big factor, but like also that would just be such a clever way of using these different abilities.
That
And
is
I'm just
cool,
saying,
yeah.
Chihiro always pulls out Akka in a clutch. Like
I was about to say they made it very they made sure they knew because he used Akka at the end, not Akka, he used Suzaku at the end of his clash with Uruha to like bring him back. Bro, in this chapter, they just let you know he is charging up with Suzaku right now. He is coming to kill you today, buddy.
and
so
they
like
clashed. Wouldn't
yeah,
be
they
surprised if he
clashed.
absorbed it right there.
He could have just absorbed it then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey man, look out. That shit could happen. It's real. It could happen to you.
And he doesn't have to like say Akka because he also surprised Hiyuki. when he copied from
Yeah,
him.
with Flame
Like
Bone.
she didn't know he did that.
He has to whisper it. He's just like, Aka, Aka. What'd you say?
Oh no! But Samura.
I said, Aka. You hit me so hard.
I would, that would be so fucking funny if that's what he was doing, but because nobody knows what N10 can do, they're just like, what the fuck are you? What? What? Akka? Hey,
This'll
man.
come back later.
Yeah, right? Bro, that motherfucker
Surprise tool.
that motherfucker was sitting with Flame Bone for a minute, bro. Like weeks passed, and that motherfucker came back and just like, hey, here we are. Flame Bone. Hey. Yeah. That shit. Hey, it can happen. It could be very real.
Genuinely, I love how Akka is used in this story because it feels like such an ability that most writers would have him spam, but because he doesn't use it that often and he can hold on to a sorcery for really, we haven't been given a time limit, it makes it so he uses it as such a hidden trump card every time, to the point where even like readers get surprised. Like it's
It's
really
like
cool.
it's used as a tool to like it's like it pays off your investment. Because if like it's something that you could look at and be like, oh, Chihiro could copy this ability and maybe it could use it here. So let's say Chihiro does copy it and then he uses it in a way you thought would happen. It's like, oh, see, I knew it. I felt it. And then, you know, to other people, it's like, oh, fuck, that's when he did. That's so cool, you know? So like either way, you're winning, you know? So I really like how it's used.
Mm-hmm.
That's some real shit,
Yeah,
man.
great.
Some real shit. Is there anything else we want to say before we move on to our final chapter of the week?
We got Alex in our chat going, I am Bulgarian. Akka is similar to the Bulgarian word for poop, lol. That is funny. That is that's pretty funny. I'm sorry.
Chihiro just whispered
My
poop
blade
in
cats,
people's ears.
shit yourself.
Hey, man, that's a pretty powerful technique, bro.
My God, the enchanted blade, the shit enhancer.
No, that's actually so funny because, like, imagine you're reading the chapter when he fights the Dharma sorcerer, and there he just gets hit with a big explosion. So she goes, "Shit."
Fucking, I can already hear it
Anytime
now.
Chihiro says Aka, he's actually just being like, shit.
Just freaking out.
N10 brown note. Shit yourself. Immediately, man. That's a powerful ass move. It's a powerful ass technique.
Fucking awesome, dude. Thanks for sharing, Alex. That's funny.
That's cool, man. Only ability to rival orgasm magic, the shit enforcer.
I didn't like any of those words.
Bro, what's the problem?
I take it back. Curse you, Alex. Fie upon thee. Fie.
Oh, it was the problem. What's the problem, bro? Hey, man, I see the vision. Don't worry about it. Anyway, let's move on to our last chapter of the week here. Now, I'll be honest here, everybody, okay? I'll be honest with you. I just dropped my pen. That's part of me being honest with you. But another way I'll be honest with you. I did not read this Dandadan chapter. Why? Because I was being a good friend and I was watching the video that Silver sent me. So, fellas, tell the people, tell me, how are we feeling about this chapter? Was it good? Was it bad? What's going on here?
You didn't miss anything.
Okay.
I will
I'm
say,
gonna be honest. I just don't like the what are they called? The subterraneans. I just
The
don't
subterraneans.
Like them.
Yeah.
Oh, big
Yeah.
boy.
I will say this though. Somewhere out there in the world, Bill Nye the Science Guy was punching air with this chapter.
Type shit. See you next week, Will. Take care.
I'm not a huge fan of this like fight. That's
Yeah, it's
going
just not
right
very
now.
interesting to me.
I'm just not that invested in it. I just don't really.
I feel
I'm
that.
kind of just waiting for it to be over, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I will
I
say
feel
there
that.
is a couple cool things. I like we're getting some cool progression with Gigi and like his abilities. Like being able to like direct where he shoots even like through things is pretty cool. Like that's just a cool bit of progression. It's the typical Dandadan craziness of like them using the serpent to shoot the sharks is fucking stupid and ridiculous, and I do love that. Like,
Oh, like a little callback to what's it called?
yeah,
Evil
it
Eye.
is straight up a callback. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember I was gathering pictures for the thumbnail. I was like, huh, this looks familiar. It was a Mole People hype chapter. That was all you need to know. Oof. All right, I didn't. Yeah,
I
you're
want
right. I
everyone
did
to
not
know.
miss anything.
I want everyone to know, because I'm not going to let this slide. Right now, in our Discord
What's your
server,
problem? What is your fucking problem, dude?
I am having a conversation with a good friend about the Tales of franchise, and Taco decided to interrupt us by sending a screen cap he took from Zenless Zone Zero of a trash can that looks like the Among Us guy.
You just had to air
It's
it out.
Among Us, dude. It looks like it.
God forbid he reports back to headquarters, bro.
No. That's not what this is. Don't. No.
The funnier
He
part
already did. He did last night.
the funnier part is that like I actually sent that like last night. 'cause
I
that's what
saw
did.
it, yeah.
But I was like randomly going through my camera roll and I saw it and I was like, I gotta send this again. This.
Just in case you missed it.
Again.
You ever have a picture that's so fire you gotta send it? You gotta make sure everyone sees it. You know.
Yeah, it
but
makes
when
sense.
the rest of us have that, and it's like normal photos, funny photos, whatever. It's like this deranged, like shitty MS Paint mouse drawing of like a rat eating its own penis or something.
I remember there was some time I saw this picture on Twitter and I thought it was really funny and I was explaining to, I forget who was in VC, but I know it was Zenith and Sky and I forget who else. And I was like, oh, the picture, it's this like shittily drawn picture of a humanoid cockroach standing in the palm of a guy's hand and he's jerking off and he shoots himself in the head. And they were like,
What the fuck?
what? And I was like,
What?
let me send it. And I sent it, and they were like, wow. I don't know what I was expecting, but it is exactly what you described.
What the fuck?
This happens all the goddamn time. We're talking. We'll be
What
like,
the
you know the
fuck?
thing,
You
and he'll
know
describe
this
the most
insane image?
shit.
No, man, we don't.
Can't say I do, actually. Well, now I
God
do, I guess.
damn.
Jesus.
The point is that I cannot wait for all these damn dirty mole people to get eaten by sharks or something.
You go to
I
hell
am-
or France.
hmm Yeah, it's like this is what was expected. The mole people, they're in this situation, so they were going to become unlikely allies. Once again, I'm curious about what. I think it's interesting that they're bringing back the Mongolian deathworm, because that could just be like that's how they contribute to this current situation, but it kind of has that vibe to me of this is setting up how they're going to contribute the next time we have to fight a lot of aliens.
Mhm.
Like in the last big war. And I hate that because I hate the mole people and I want them all to die right now.
Well, what if they
So-
just get exterminated by the big worm?
It'd be cool. It'd be sick. I think they're like, well, it's a. They were mean to Gigi, man. I don't like
It's
it.
fair.
Like,
Yeah, they suck. Yeah.
yeah.
I believe you are a very empathetic person who's capable of forgiveness, and I believe you will forgive the mole people.
I want you to genuinely name a single time I've forgiven anyone.
Me when I sent the Among Us chest picture.
Try again.
I could tell in your heart you've forgiven me already.
Try again.
I'm gonna have to get back to you on that. Well, I think people can grow and change.
So I'm not actually empathetic.
You'll
think I could
get
be?
there.
He feels it. Every time he looks at you, he's like, that's an empathetic human being. I can feel it. It's loading. Taco's never
You
wrong.
know
He's
what?
just early.
Yeah. I think that.
I mean, I'm kind of on the fence about it myself, all things considered, but I think it's possible. Maybe.
I think Dandadan has a pattern of introducing. Well, it's just consistently villains will get introduced and then they'll become not just good guys but friends. Like oh my god, what are they? Serpicoans?
Yeah, Serpiconians or something. Yeah.
Yes,
Whatever.
Serpiconians.
Forget.
Yeah, box dude, box head.
Banana
like,
organs.
When they
Yeah, no.
let us not forget first episode, first chapter. Yay!
Yikes. Yeah. Big
They're
yikes.
still and Boxhead is our friend now. Like he's just a buddy. So, and a whole bunch the punching mantis shrimp dude.
This is just like Naruto.
Yeah.
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 I mean, Naruto had aliens in it. This one has aliens. Yeah, you're right.
No, Naruto always forgives the villains, because he's a good person.
Yeah. What is it?
He let Orochimaru move in next to him and be his neighbor. They're literally
That
best
is
friends.
his most questionable decision. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my god.
And it's like the mirror yokai. Obviously, she's not a friend, quote unquote, but also like she kind of is at this point.
Also,
Reiko,
the
yeah,
alien
she's got my
chick,
friend.
the alien chick that just returned again, that was fighting
Yeah.
Okarun.
Yeah.
She's gonna be our friend.
That'll be a friend.
Like,
I have no doubt that Saint Germain is gonna be like a friend by the end. He's gonna be Okarun's friend at the very least. Like, there's a very common pattern, and there are things I'm willing to forgive. I won't forgive.
Am I cutting
And-
out or is he cutting out?
I think it might be him.
Well,
Oh damn!
last guy.
The mole people got him. No.
got
That was
This
my
is
bad.
why you don't
Oh,
slander
he's
the
back.
mole people.
He's back.
That was my bad. No. Well, actually, yeah, it's incredibly relevant because what I was saying was I can forgive a lot of things, including murder. I cannot forgive being a landlord.
That's some real shit
And
you
that's
just
what
said.
these damn dirty moles are.
Mm-mm-mm.
So as far as I'm concerned, a death by shark typhoon is too good for them.
Mm-mm-mm.
Death by Akka.
Death by Akka. Shit yourself.
I genuinely believe this, and I think this is like how you describe it. I think the mole people would be way more well liked if they just looked like their real forms and not like weird old people.
You're probably not wrong on that one.
Because we've seen what they look like, and it's like, yeah, they look like aliens or whatever. But like, I think people would like them more if they weren't a bunch of weird old fucks.
They're creepy as shit, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like the elderly. I don't. They weird me out with their wrinkles and their wrinkles. Like, ew.
Well, like, what I don't understand is why they're like in their disguises. Like, there's no one around to hide from at the moment.
Mm-hmm. How fucking bonkers do you think? I can't imagine I cannot imagine there being a worse place to be right now than in the plane. And like as a person.
Yeah, because like this shit is happening and they don't know why.
Yeah, all these holes, like all the holes that form in the plane are real. The Mongolian death worm hole is real.
Are the holes real actually?
Because they brought everyone into the black space, so the real plane is fine. This is all just happening.
The real plane is fine. It's just like I think they were mentioning like are they experiencing the turbulence and shit?
Yeah, because the typhoon is affecting like the
I think
plane.
they said that somewhere. Oh god, this was like
Seiko
a couple weeks ago. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, I'm checking back on the chapters.
True. While they do that, fucking, I'll talk about stuff. Fucking, I didn't read this chapter, but you know what I did read? I've been reading Frieren. I'm pretty much caught up on Frieren, and it's really fucking good. I like it a lot, man. Really good story. I'm probably gonna make a Frieren video. Good.
You should. Momo mentions, planes circling around. They must be planning to make an emergency landing at a nearby airport, where an empty space is the real world getting hit by the typhoon too. Okay, so the typhoon is in both the real world and minus space. But the sharks aren't. So okay, never mind then. But now then, imagine the hypothetical scenario where all the holes from the sharks and the death worms are real. That would be fucking terrifying. And it's still like not great.
Yeah, it'd still be terrifying to be in a plane.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a typhoon right there.
Well, now hold on. What? The sharks aren't a yokai. The sharks are just
the sharks are real.
Yeah, so the sharks are real.
Yeah.
How do you know they're real? Have you ever seen one in person? Come on now.
Yes.
Okay, you know.
The mock arc is solid gold. True. That arc is pretty fucking gold.
You ever been to the aquarium? Or SeaWorld? Or
I have not. I've never been to SeaWorld.
It's fine. Here's the thing. I don't support animal abuse, but I especially don't support animal abuse for like a mid-ass whale show.
Damn.
This is what you were keeping them in captivity for their entire lives, so that they could kind of look like they're clapping for a little bit. I think I could put together way better choreography with Killer Whale.
Put together an action movie for him.
Yeah, it would be like a Kamen Rider episode.
See, mine would be like Fast and Furious.
Yeah,
that should be fire. You know what I'm saying?
You could tell the Dandadan chapter wasn't that good because
Yeah.
about it a whole lot.
Bro, you didn't let me get off my next idea. I was gonna make another one. That's gonna be like Five Nights at Freddy's. I was gonna make another one. That shit was gonna be like fucking Alien versus Predator.
I'm sorry. How does that make the Dandadan chapter better?
What? It doesn't. I just wanted to get my ideas off, bro. I thought you'd
Professor,
support me.
Professor, I'm confused.
I just figured since that we were talking about it during the Dandadan section, you know what happens in Dandadan stays in Dandadan. So like, I thought I'd get my ideas off before we move on.
Yeah. I mean, my only real comment on this chapter was just the whole Bill Nye bit, so I'm kind of ran dry on that point.
God, did we talk about Seiko? God damn, she looks good. God damn. Oh,
She
you
always
need that,
looks good, man. Come on.
that pencil
Anything that
skirt.
needs to be said.
God. She's looking good, man. She's looking good. That's about all I can offer. I didn't read the chapter like I mentioned before. But, sounds like it was solid. Sounds like it was okay.
It was.
Yeah, shouts out, man. Shouts out. Okay, so next week, I mean, since we're moving towards the outro here, we're getting on out of here soon. Next week, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a full pod, right? Full pod?
Oh,
I believe we will, yes.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, definitely be here next week or be fucking square, man. Also, I did see someone ask if I saw or if anyone saw Evil Eye in theaters, like the first 3 episodes. I did not. I low-key forgot it was coming out, which is a shame because one of my other friends, she like told me like, hey, Evil Eye is in theaters on Friday. I was like, oh, cool. Immediately forgot. Maybe I'll check it out. I don't know. But if not, then I'll definitely watch it when it comes out on streaming services. Let's go, baby. Anyway, we're getting the F out of here. Thank you guys so much for listening. Whether it be live or after the fact, we appreciate you. Leave a like, comment down below what your favorite chapter of the week was. Doesn't have to be anything we covered here on the podcast. It can be Blue Lock, Blue Box, Kill Blue, Grand Blue, Blue Beetle, fucking Akane Banashi, New Ace Breast and Tits, fucking Sakamoto Days, anything, man. Let us know down below. We appreciate you. Hopefully we see you next week. Goodbye. Mwah! And good night. Bang. I'm going to manifest the Pacers winning tonight. Hopefully they go up 2-0 against the Thunder. Okay, bye.